The laughter turned to screams as Earth's alien pets ripped apart the Rakari invaders, proving humanity wasn't so primitive after all. Your species' technology is archaic, your culture is barbaric, and your hopes of being equals are amusing at best, Ambassador Orin sneered at the United Nations, to the barely contained rage of every human leader. We Rakari will do you the favor of putting your planet's governments and resources under our control. You have one of your Earth years to cooperate before our fleets arrive. Resisting the inevitable would be unwise. Seasoned diplomat Nicholas Hunter kept his composure as Orin left, even while others erupted into shouting matches and panic. The Rakari were right that human weapons were primitive in comparison. Direct military confrontation would mean extinction, but the reams of information the Rakari had sent included one critical detail about their biology, buried deep in the technical jargon, a single exploitable flaw that could save the human race if Nicholas could devise a way to use it. He exited the assembly hall calmly, his mind racing. They had 365 days until the Rakari arrived, expecting total capitulation and control. 365 days to put a desperate, last-ditch plan into action using Earth's unorthodox advantages. Advantages the Rakari would soon regret overlooking and underestimating. The survival of 8 billion humans depended on Nicholas uncovering the invaders' one weakness and marshalling Earth's most deadly weapons to stop them, the deceptively harmless creatures humans had domesticated as pets for millennia. Nicholas Hunter wasted no time after the Rakari ambassador's dire ultimatum. Secluded in his home office, he pored over the dense technical documents the aliens had transmitted. Buried deep in the jargon about their physiology and culture was one tantalizing detail. The Rakari had an ancestral terror of small furry creatures. Eons ago they had been decimated by a race of hyper-intelligent, vicious space rodents. The phobia was now etched into their genes. A slow smile spread across Nicholas's face. He grabbed his phone and began making calls. "Dr. Singh, Nicholas Hunter here. I need you to assemble a team of our top biologists, geneticists, and animal behaviorists. Yes, it's about the Rakari. We have work to do." In a matter of days, Nicholas had brought together a crack team of scientists in a secure facility. Their mission? Create an army of Earth's cuddliest animals, genetically enhanced to be utterly fearless, fiercely loyal, and irresistibly adorable. Puppies, kittens, bunnies, and other pets were selectively bred and put through intensive training regimens. Geneticists worked around the clock, manipulating their DNA to boost their cuteness, strength, speed, and intelligence to superhuman levels. As the months ticked by and the Rakari's deadline approached, Nicholas's fluffy soldiers grew in number and ability. Unbeknownst to the public, he began covertly distributing these special pets to every home on Earth. The instructions were clear. Keep them hidden until the signal is given. Earth's militaries, now briefed on the Rakari's weakness, scrambled to retrofit their weapons. Bullets and lasers were replaced with launchers that fired fuzzy projectiles. Sonic weapons were tuned to emit high-frequency cooing noises and adorable mewling. In the war room, Nicholas watched the inexorable approach of the Rakari fleet. His gaze fell on the containment unit holding his masterstroke, a genetically engineered mega kitten, so heart-meltingly cute and fluffy that no Rakari could withstand its charms, yet also fiercely protective of humanity. Everything was in place. The Rakari were coming, expecting a helpless planet ripe for conquest. They had no idea what horrors the devious humans were about to unleash. The appointed day of reckoning arrived. Rakari warships filled the skies, an ominous portent of the subjugation to come. Orin strode into the United Nations chamber with a triumphant sneer, his entourage of battle-hardened warriors at his back, ready to witness Earth's leadership capitulate and surrender to Rakari dominion. At the podium stood Nicholas Hunter, humanity's last hope. He began to speak, his words heavy with defeat and resignation. The Rakari delegates listened with smug satisfaction, relishing their victory over the primitive Terrans. Suddenly Nicholas whistled, a sharp, piercing note that echoed through the chamber. The Rakari had only a momentary flash of confusion before the room erupted into chaos. The doors burst open, and a tsunami of fur and fluff surged in. Puppies, kittens, and bunnies bounded forward with gleeful abandon, a yipping, mewling, hopping horde of adorable terror. The Rakari screamed, their ancestral phobia consuming them. They scrambled over each other in blind panic, desperate to escape the chamber that had become their worst nightmare. Orin stood frozen, his eyes wide with disbelief and horror. A pack of genetically modified golden retriever puppies zeroed in on him, their tails wagging with innocent joy. They tackled him to the ground, smothering him with wet kisses and playful nuzzles. Earth's greatest foe, reduced to a whimpering wreck beneath a wriggling mass of puppies. Across the planet, the scene repeated itself. Millions of pet owners opened their doors, releasing the genetically engineered creatures they had been secretly harboring. The Rakari invasion force found themselves confronted not with resistance, but with an onslaught of irresistible cuteness. Hardened warriors dropped their weapons and fled, unable to face the primal terror of Earth's furriest defenders. In orbit, the Rakari fleet was met with an unexpected barrage. Earth's satellites, hastily retrofitted, launched salvo after salvo of stuffed animals and emitted a cacophony of high-pitched squeaks and coos. The Rakari ships, their crews already unnerved, fell into disarray as the relentless assault of adorable plush toys and heart-melting sounds overwhelmed them. And then, the masterstroke. A rocket blasted off from Earth's surface, carrying Nicholas Hunter's ultimate weapon. The mega kitten, a purring ball of fluff and mischief enhanced to godlike levels of cuteness, rocketed toward the Rakari flagship. The Rakari commander could only watch in dawning horror as the fluffy juggernaut approached, ready to reduce his ship to a cooing wreck with a single bat of its genetically engineered eyelashes. The Rakari flagship commander slammed his fist on the console, his four eyes wide with disbelief, as he watched the tiny rocket bearing Earth's ultimate weapon weave effortlessly through the barrage of laser fire. The mega kitten, a marvel of genetic engineering and humanity's last hope, approached the massive warship with unwavering determination. "All batteries concentrate fire on that thing," the commander bellowed, his voice laced with equal parts rage and fear. But it was no use. The kitten's reflexes were lightning fast, its movements graceful and unpredictable. The flagship's weapons, designed for ship-to-ship combat, were laughably ineffective against the agile feline. With a soft thunk, the kitten's rocket latched onto the flagship's hull. The commander's heart raced as he watched the airlock cycle open, revealing the kitten in an adorable, custom-fitted space helmet. Its eyes sparkled with mischief as it bounded onto the ship's exterior, its magnetic paws allowing it to scale the hull with ease. "Security teams, repel the creature at all costs," the commander shouted into the intercom, his voice cracking with desperation. But as the Rakari crew confronted the mega kitten, they found themselves utterly disarmed by its overwhelming cuteness. Its fluffy fur seemed to shimmer in the starlight, its large, soulful eyes melting even the hardest of hearts. One by one, the Rakari defectors began to turn, opening airlocks and welcoming the kitten inside. The creature purred with delight as it padded through the ship's corridors, a growing entourage of enraptured Rakari following in its wake. The commander watched in horror as the kitten and its newfound allies approached the bridge. In a last desperate gambit, he activated the ship's self-destruct sequence and fled to an escape pod, his pride shattered by the utter humiliation of being bested by a mere kitten. Alarms blared as the mega kitten and its Rakari companions raced to evacuate the doomed flagship. With mere seconds to spare, they launched themselves into space, the kitten guiding them with uncanny intuition back towards Earth. Behind them, the Rakari flagship erupted in a blinding flash of light, a fitting end to the once mighty vessel. On Earth, the remaining Rakari forces, their spirits broken and their leadership in tatters, laid down their arms and surrendered to the human militaries and their legions of adorable, genetically enhanced pets. The streets echoed with the yips, meows, and chirps of victory as Earth's cuddly defenders celebrated their triumph. In the midst of the jubilation, Nicholas Hunter stood silently, his eyes fixed on the skies above. He watched as the Mega Kitten's rocket descended through the atmosphere, a blazing testament to the ingenuity and determination of the human spirit. As the kitten touched down, welcomed by the cheers of a grateful planet, Nicholas allowed himself a small smile. Against all odds, humanity had prevailed. The Rakari, once so certain of their superiority, had been undone by their own hubris and the unassuming power of Earth's most adorable creatures. It was a victory that would be forever etched in the annals of history, a shining example of the lengths to which humans would go to protect their home and their way of life. As the Mega Kitten bounded into Nicholas's arms, purring with contentment, he couldn't help but marvel at the strange twists of fate that had led to this moment. Humanity's triumph over the Rakari invaders was short-lived. In the aftermath of their crushing defeat, Earth's fractured nations rallied together, united by the shared trauma of near extinction. A new global government emerged from the ashes, with Nicholas Hunter, the architect of humanity's unlikely victory, as its leader. The Rakari defectors, their worldview shattered by the Mega Kitten's selfless heroism, pledged their loyalty to Earth. Led by the genetically engineered feline, they began to integrate into human society, sharing their advanced technology and knowledge. For a fleeting moment it seemed as though a new era of peace and prosperity was within reach. But the scars of war run deep, and the Rakari commander, humiliated and vengeful, refused to accept defeat. From the depths of space, he regrouped the scattered remnants of his once mighty fleet, his heart filled with a burning desire for retribution. In secret, the commander's scientists toiled, developing a new weapon designed to neutralize Earth's greatest advantage, its army of adorable, genetically enhanced pets, a sinister device that would turn the planet's cuddly defenders into mindless, docile creatures, incapable of resisting the Rakari's onslaught. As Earth basked in the glow of its newfound unity, the Rakari struck without warning. Massive warships darkened the skies once more, their hulls bristling with the cruel, silver spikes of the commander's devastating weapon. The Mega Kitten, alerted to the impending danger, gathered its loyal pet army and rocketed into orbit, ready to face the Rakari threat head-on. In the cold vacuum of space, the Mega Kitten confronted the Rakari commander, their forces locked in a desperate final battle for the fate of Earth. The Kitten's army fought bravely, but the commander's weapon proved too powerful, its sinister energies sapping the strength and will of Earth's furry defenders. Realizing that all was lost unless the weapon was destroyed, the Mega Kitten made a fateful decision. With a final sorrowful glance towards the blue-green planet it had grown to love, the kitten launched itself directly at the commander's ship, its small body filled with grim purpose. The explosion was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen, a blinding flash of light and a shockwave that shook the very fabric of space-time. The Rakari weapon, caught in the epicenter of the blast, shattered into 1,000,000 pieces, its cruel power forever broken. But the cost was high. The Mega Kitten, Earth's greatest hero, was gone, vaporized in the heat of its own sacrifice. The pet army, suddenly leaderless and vulnerable, scattered in confusion as the Rakari commander, seizing the opportunity, pressed the attack with renewed ferocity. On the surface, Nicholas Hunter watched in horror as the tide of battle turned against Earth's forces. The Rakari's superior numbers and technology, no longer held at bay by the planet's cuddly defenders, began to overwhelm the human resistance. Faced with the imminent collapse of Earth's defenses and the extinction of the human race, Nicholas Hunter was forced to make a terrible choice. In the deepest, most secret laboratories of the global government, his scientists had been working on a final, desperate contingency plan, a genetically engineered supervirus designed to target the Rakari's unique physiology and wipe them out on a cellular level. You have reached the end of the story. If you enjoyed this story and want to support us, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and for every comment that says 88, I will heart every single one of them. Thank you for your time.